Ugh. Hello. You like the shirt? You gotta watch every video to see what stupid shirt I'm gonna wear. So I'm gonna start doing devlogs instead of streaming my game dev progress. I've been working on this for a long time, so I just want to show you guys what I've been doing with it, where it's at, how it's coming, and what you can expect. Yeah, let's talk about it. Surprise! I've been making a video game, or at least trying to make a video game, making a video game about a card game, where people play card games. Okay, easiest, simplest, straightaway elevator pitch. Pokemon, Persona, but instead of fighting with monsters, they fight with a card game. That's it. That's the game. Take it for this first one. It's going to be just to get the battle system good, I'm going to make it a kind of roguelike-y thing, where you get a starter deck, and then you go around and you get booster packs, you fight people, maybe something like Duel's Kingdom-y, where you have star chips, and then when you lose your star chips, you're like knocked out, like you permadeath kind of thing. Okay, try again, pick a different starter deck, go for it. Unlock new starter decks as you play through, shit like that. I might do something like that just to get an idea for how the engine works, and then I want to veer into my game I really want to make, which is very story heavy. I have a story I want to tell about these kids that play this card game, and they grow up around it and shit like that. But I think that is going to be, that's the big goal. We're gonna put that off a tiny bit. I think that's gonna be really tough to do for a first game. So we're gonna scale down a tiny bit and just do something more concentrated, something straight away, more fun. Like the past year and a half, I've been doing nothing but work on this fucking thing. I'm still working on other things. I'm doing other stuff like that. But like my main focus, the reason I get out of bed every day, I mean, it sounds a little depressing when you say that. It sounds a little like, I've been really focused on this game, is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that I've been spending a lot of time, a lot of cards, a lot of notebooks, a lot of things. I've made Lego models for the world thing. All of these cards, all card stuff. Every card, Buddy Fight, White Schwartz, Dragon Ball, Duel Masters, Pokemon, random shit. Yo, I have booster boxes for the Beyblade card game. Did you know they made a card game out of Beyblade? They did. It sucks. I've been studying fucking everything. I love card games. I've been playing card games. I've been playing card games since I was It's like, I'm not exaggerating when I say I've played like I have played, or I know the rule set and have like fucked with or seen it played almost everything. Here I have this, people that have watched streams have seen this absolutely massive spreadsheet that I have. It's absurd, it's disgusting, and I love it. Okay, here's a list of all the games that I've played, or at least I've studied. I know how they work, okay? Right here. Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Vanguard, Buddy Fight, Final Fantasy, Wheatcross, Dragonborn, Luck and Logic, White Schwartz, Duel Masters, UFS, Dragon Ball, Score and Panini's version, Dragon Ball Super, Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Anime Mayhem, Harry Potter, Shaman King, Inuyasha, Gundam, US and Japanese versions of Cross War, Game of Thrones, Netrunner, Vampire, Keyforge, Lord of the Rings, Decipher, and the LCG, Daihak Enemy, Beyblade, Mega Man Battle Network, Lightseekers, Hearthstone, Elder Scrolls Legends, RuneScape Chronicle, Artifact, Teppen, Auto Chess, Teamfight Tactics, Call of Cthulhu, Bakugan, Yokai Watch, Magination, Chaotic, My Little Pony, Neopets, Soulforge X, Eternal Fairy, Duelist, Slay the Spire, Mythgard, Shadowverse, Naruto, and Boruto, the Chrono Clash system, Gwent, World of Warcraft, Fire Emblem, Cypher, Chaos, however you fucking say it, Pre-Memo, ZX, Sunonzard, Force of Will, Zatchbell, Case Closed, Digimon, Star Wars, Decipher's version, Ambush of the Coast version, Star Wars Destiny, Transformers, The Spoils, Ardent Saga, Digimon Card Battle, Caster Chronicles, Victory Spark, Rebirth, Gone versus Dimension Zero. There might even be shit that I haven't put on here. I know them. Okay. I know what I'm talking about now. It has taken a long time, but I fucking know what I'm talking about, okay? So this is why I'm actually really excited to start doing videos about card game stuff, because I think this list speaks for itself. I've been doing a lot of research to make sure that when I'm talking about this stuff and like coming around with like my design decisions, that I like am as informed as I can possibly be. Did I go a little overboard? Am I worried too much about being perfectionist? Well, you know it's me, so maybe a little. But the point being that I think it's valuable to look at what people have done historically, what succeeded, what failed, and why did certain things work and why didn't they work. For everything, I have my own cards that I made. I made like my own versions of cards that I could fucking use. Shit, just versions of things that were just nothing but a Sharpie on one of these little poker cards. Just all this stuff that I ended up making all these things to playtest in paper and to playtest eventually on Tabletop Simulator, which is what I really want to focus on. I've been spending a lot of time on this. I've gone through maybe 4 iterations of the game, and I'm pretty happy with where it's at now. There's one version of the game that I really liked, and that was something close to the first version of the game that I had. But it had a problem. It had a problem with it, and I think I'll have to save these for other videos entirely. With spending so much time on doing this kind of stuff, I have learned so many things that like my first version of this game couldn't fix. I couldn't really do. There were some systems in it that really didn't mesh with what I think actually makes for a good card game. But also, it's tough making something like this in particular because my end goal isn't just to make a card game. Like when you think of a card game, right? I suppose I should say like the bare gist of it. So, you know, I mentioned that this was something like Pokemon and Persona, right? Where you're like fighting, closer to like Pokemon, where like you're fighting people, and you instead you use cards. You don't use cards as metaphor. You aren't like using cards that say I attack you. It's not like Bot and Kaidos. It's not like stuff like Chain of Memories. You have a deck of cards that determine if you can punch somebody or not. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm trying to evoke the feelings of the 2000s trading card boom. But like what I really want to do is a single player game. It is a single player game wherein you are fighting other people. But they're AI. They're AI people. Like in Pokemon, like you are fighting all these Pokemon trainers, these gym leaders. That's what I'm focused on. I'm focused more on the single player experience of it. The go ahead and kind of like a single player deck builder in a way. Go build up your deck, build up your stuff, level up your dudes, do all this kind of stuff. But before I can really do any of this RPG side stuff, I have to keep this stuff in mind. So I'm also working on making this card game system like as fast as it can be. Because again, if you look at Pokemon trainer battles, they only last like 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes long at most. So I have to make this card game fast. I have to make it so that the player can win pretty often. Or if they're going to be losing often, then I need to have some way to mitigate punishment. I need to have some way to where losing isn't so bad. Or like I said, I think for this like roguelike idea, it'll help that like, I think even in situations where like you might lose the game, but you're not going to lose the game entirely. You'll just lose some resource that like you're betting or something. Like I said, like the Duelist Kingdom Star Chip kind of thing. Before I can do anything else, I have to get this card game battle system as good as it can possibly be. So I've been designing this thing and like putting out like all this card game stuff. So a lot of people are thinking, oh, you're making a card game. Yes, I'm making a card game because I want the card game part to feel really good. Ideally, like how cool would it be if you could actually play with physical cards? How awesome would it be if I could like turn this battle system into anything? Like just like how like Toby Fox talks about how before he did anything, he wanted to get the battle system for Undertale down. That is the first thing he did, was made sure the battle system worked and that it was fun. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to make this battle system work on its own, isolated, make it really good, because what's the player going to be doing most of the time? Playing this card game. It better be good. And I'm also trying to target people who, let's say, grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh! Or grew up, again, like trying to evoke this 2000s card game boom. People that grew up with these card games, who remember them and stuff like that. I'm not planning to convert Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. That's impossible. They're all brainwashed as it is. They think links are good, so, you know, who fucking cares what they think? So what I'm trying to do is find something that, like, still plays really well, is really fun, is exciting, is good to watch, is good to play. To hit all these things in one system has been very tough. I've been putting a lot of work into it, and I wanted to make this video the how to play video. I can't really do that yet. I can't really do a how to play video yet because there's still a few things I want to go over. However, I've spent a lot of time bullshitting. Let's go ahead and I can show you a little bit of like how the card game looks. This has been 20 minutes already. God damn, I'm gonna have to cut this fucking down. So like I've said, I've played a lot of card games and I feel like I'm at something that's pretty good. A lot of this is all still in flux. I'm not sure where I'm gonna land just yet, but I think I'm really close. This is like, I can give like the bare gist of how the game works with this. You have a deck of 21 cards, or 20. I'm not married to either one yet. You only have 3 different kinds of cards. You have allies that are like dudes that you play on your side of the field. You have event cards that are just things that happen. You know, spells, traps, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Other shit and Magic, you get the idea. And then you have a special card, I think. I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up with this, but I think I like it for now. A special, like, super powerful 1 per deck. I'm just calling it the S card right now. It doesn't really have a name. Just a special card that you can use when your back's to the wall. and it gives you some like crazy powerful bonus, and you only get one per deck. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of card games as metaphor of like you have this card represents you swinging your sword and stuff. Like, yeah, it can be fun. I love Chain of Memories. Chain of Memories is great, but I think I'm more interested in, if I'm going to evoke the 2000s card game boom, what's more 2000s than a monster battler? Like, you summon monsters, they punch each other, that's it. Like, that's how the game works. I had something a bit more unique and different in an earlier version of the game. I'll probably talk about that in the future too. But I think this version is pretty darn close to what I think is like, this can kind of capture the spirit of what I think people really like about Yu-Gi-Oh! And Duel Masters and shit like that, while still being very approachable and fast. If you played Buddy Fight before, this might look a little familiar. I'm taking a lot of inspiration from Buddy Fight, and I'm trying to do my own twist on it. You'll see the big one here is I have these partner cards. These ones called leaders, but I decided to go with partner. You have a partner card who like kind of who sticks by your side, kind of like a hero in Hearthstone. They'll have an ability they can use. They can attack for you if at certain times. They can attack if you need them to, and they're just very versatile and they're always available. So I can kind of mitigate randomness that way. But like you play your dudes on the field, some dudes, right? You play your dudes on the field. You can play things from your hand, and dudes will attack the enemy's partner and deal damage, right? And they have 3 stats instead of 2. A lot of card games only go with 2 stats. I might make it only 2, but I like the flexibility of 3, where you have their basic attack, their defense, and how much damage they deal if they attack directly. Attack is super simple. All you have to do in battle is you just have to meet their defense to kill them. And then if you attack directly, if no one's there and you're attacking directly, then you deal whatever your damage number is. So in this case, it'd be 2,000. I'll have my big numbers. There's a reason why I have these top 2 as a 10-digit number. The bottom one is purely for show. I like thousands, and it'll be fun when I have this guy attacking, and then I can have an animation like ticking up like multiple times, where like he'll like spawn a whirlwind, and the whirlwind will hit, and like every little hit will have a damage number popping out, like ba 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 ba, and it'll add up to 2,000, right? But it'll just a way for it to look cool. If it only did like 2 damage, I have 1 moment of doing damage. I love my damage numbers, and they'll be really fun to play with that kind of shit and really show it off and make it feel really good. If you have a guy who hits for like 6,000 and he just has like a two-part animation, it'd be like, you know, 1,000 and then big explosion, 5,000. Like I think that'll be a really cool way to game it up and make people feel really good about how it looks. Health bars, shaky shit, all that kind of stuff. But I think the video gamey part is going to sell it. I'll go more into the rules later, but I have a lot of stuff I need to iron out that I think I'm going to turn into YouTube videos. So if you're interested in all to see more in depth of how this game works, I'll be posting more devlogs and shit like that. But I just want to tell everybody where I'm at with it. I've been working my ass off trying to get this shit going, and a lot of it has been streamed, but I'm kind of done streaming a lot of it. I think until I get like more YouTube videos out there to get people on like the page that I'm at, because it just turned into me like rambling for 10 minutes. I'm like, this would make probably for a better YouTube video instead of a stream. So I have a lot of stuff like already kind of done. I have effects here. I've got numbers. I've got cards down. I still got to balance a few things out. I still have some mechanics I need to work on and figure out exactly how I want everything to work. But I'm really darn close. We're really darn close to getting to the part where once I have that complete rule set done, people are going to be playing it. I want to hear your feedback. Do you like this version or do you like this other version? And, you know, alongside that, I'll be putting out videos of why I'm doing these things. And so you can let me know. But yeah, that's all I want to do for just this one. This one's going to be really quick. So I'm working on a video game. This is what it is. It's still pretty rough right now, but I will have a tabletop simulator version of this card game battle system that you can play. I'll have a link to the mod in the descriptions or the workshop thing. I'm always updating it, so you know you're free to check it out, tinker with the cards and shit, see if you can put anything together. But I'll have some more rules out there in the future. I have a few things I got to figure out, and then I'll get a definitive rules list done, and then hey, I'll probably stream some playtest stuff and we can figure out where it's gonna go from there. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm gonna record another video talking about some other design shit, and if you guys want to check that out, I'll have a little link up here, and this will be some like turbo nerd shit. So if you want to be a turbo nerd with me, you should come check it out. Anyways, my name's Kieran. Thanks for watching. It's been your Moonstone. Check out my game. I hope you like seeing the process. It'll be fun.